We've teamed up with UK Auto Claims to see if you could be eligible to claim thousands in compensation. If you've had any cars, vans or motorbikes on finance between 2007 and 2021, well, just click the link below and start your simple free check.
Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Jason with me. We just won. I was going to say drew 1-1, but we won 2-1 to Southampton at St Mary's. I mean, again, a game that I spoke to Ryan, felt like a dead rubber, but we got it over the line. Season's done. At least we ended it with a win.
Look, I think that's what's important. I think seeing the topsy-turvy stuff that happened with fifth, sixth place today. We kind of went in today with no pressure on us because we did the job when we needed to do it last week. A little bit of a dead rubber, but again, like similar themes in relation to the issues. The difference was today we managed to get it over the line with from what I saw, was a really good finish from Ødegaard. Probably not one that he's shown us enough in over the course of the season, over the course of the last couple of years. But we saw it today, and hopefully it's a springboard and a catapult for next season. It was nice. It's nice to go out on a win for some of the players. Tierney, Jorginho, some of those sort of players who.
Should they be going? Are you happy to see them go, or are you questioning some of those departures?
I think if they had featured more over the last 18 months, you could probably question it. A player like a Jorginho comes in, you might not see him for 3-4 months. He'll come in, it'll give you 2 games, it'll give you a 7 or 8 out of 10. He'll do what you need for him. But if you take a player like that and say, but now we've got Zubimendi coming in that role. For me, there has to be an element of strategy, a better strategy to our recruitment. I know obviously they're talking about giving Trossard a new deal, and I can understand why. But for me, when Trossard came in, a couple of years ago, it was a case of you come in, you do a job for 18 months, and at some stage, we replace you and start to phase you out. And we haven't made signings in those areas of the pitch. So it does kind of stink a little bit of poor strategy. But, like I said, Tierney getting a goal today, absolutely class, absolutely delighted for him. I don't think there's any Arsenal fan, there's no Arsenal fan that could criticise anything about him. His attitude, his application, his commitment to the cause over even when he's not been playing, he went away, he's gone out on loan, come back, not featured as much as maybe he would have liked to, but there's been no moments of unprofessionalism, no issues when we've wanted and needed him to come on, whether it was right back, whether it was left wing, whether it was left back. He's come in and he's done a job, and and the fans were behind him, and the way the fans sung his name today, and the way the players, you can see the kind of character that he is. The players almost had to push him in front of the fans, like he didn't really want to make. And so you love that for him today. I really love what's happened for him today. And it'd be a shame to see him go, but continue to follow his career and wish him the best.
Yeah, we'll see how he does at Celtic. Let me end by asking you this question. I asked Ryan, I'm going to ask everyone this. Would you rather have taken a Champions League trophy and finished 17th or 16th, or had the season that we've had and finished second?
That is a tough question. That is a tough question, because that's not the question that everyone's been asking all week.
I know. That's the point of this.
It is a tough one.
Champions.
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna say yes, but this is my but.
Go on.
For all the people that are saying that, all the Arsenal fans that are saying that Spurs have had a better season than us, etc. Fine if that's their view. I've stood here after every game this season and watched fans crash out when we've had a draw. We've drawn games and there's been absolute mental head loss. So to think that those same fans would accept losing 15, 20 games a season on the hope or the whim that at the end of the season there might be some glory in it, and they would forget, or they wouldn't, because those same fans would be saying, we won the Champions League, but it's just a cup competition. Look at what we've done in the league. We're terrible in the league, and we were lucky, and they would make a whole bunch of excuses. So the idea that you kind of have 1 or 2 really poor seasons, our fans wouldn't accept it. Our level is so high now. what we ask of the players, what we ask of the managers, what we ask of ourselves, is now far above what it was and what it has been for years. And people talk about Unai Emery. He's gone today. He had an opportunity to get Champions League, didn't do it. And I don't. You can have your stance on the manager. You can have your absolute stance on the manager. I don't really care what your stance is. The idea that you bring another manager in and it's a guarantee to do, because we thought that when Unai Emery came in, we got a manager with European credentials who. For me, the only thing I could say positive about Unai Emery is that I have him to thank for my season ticket, because he absolutely drained the life out of this football club, and they could not give season tickets away at that time. And they phoned me when I was 25,000 on the waiting list or wherever I was, and offered me one, and I'm not looking back. So the idea that you go and get a manager, and this manager can come in and do the job, and this manager will come and do it, there's no guarantee. There's absolutely no guarantee. But we roll on, we go next season, looking forward to a big window. It's a shame that Newcastle managed to get Champions League, because that could have changed our transfer targets. But now that we know where we are, we go and get the job done Monday morning. Yeah, Monday, Gyökeres plays today. Monday morning we do what we need to do, and we go and do.
Hope he's an Arsenal player. We go on and win some silverware. Take care.